Okay guys, today's video is about using our graphing calculator to solve an AP Calculus problem from 2015, and we're going to be looking at using a couple of different functions that are available to us. We're looking at 2015 number 2. It gave us a couple functions, f and g. You'll notice I've already typed them into the graphing calculator because that's a different video showing you how to make sure you correctly can type them into the calculator. So what I wanted to look at today is how to use the functions within the calculator in order to solve the actual problem. So we're going to be looking at part 2a, which says find the sum of the area of the regions R and S. So we know from calculus that the area of a region is found by taking the integral of the greater function minus the lesser function. So we have to look at that gap between the functions. So as we look on the graphing calculator, we notice that the red function is greater from 0 till about this point, which looks like just a little bit past 1. But very importantly is the blue function becomes greater after that. And so that creates a problem for us because the function that was lesser becomes greater. So we're going to have to find this point in order to integrate correctly. So, to find the point of intersection, it is a calculation. So whenever you say in your mind, I need to calculate something, well, what you're going to notice is the letters calc above the trace button. So since it's in blue, we're going to hit second, calculate. What we're looking for right now, as you look through the menu, is the intersection. So you can scroll down to intersect. Sometimes it scrolls, and you click enter. Now, very important, we have a point of intersection here, located about at 0. Then we have this one about 1, and then we have this other one at 2. So you do need to keep your cursor as close to the one that you're trying to find as possible. So it's pretty much right on top of it. So I'm going to hit enter for the first curve. Notice the font will switch to red because now it's looking at the second curve. Again, we are located right there, so it's good. So hit enter again. The button that no one knows why we have to hit, they always ask guess. Well, no, we don't want to guess. We actually want to find the answer. So hit enter again. And there's our point of intersection. Remember that in calculus, we're always going to round to the thousandths place. So you're going to need to write down these numbers. So what we're going to do is we're going to write down that x as 1.0328. We're going to write down to the 10,000ths place because that way we keep our accuracy to the 1,000ths place. All right, so now we know that point. So now what we really need to do is we need to find the area between these two curves. So in order to do that, we're going to use the integral. All right. Well, you could go through math and find the FNINT button, but what's nice is it's built right into the calculate button again. So we're going to go to second, calculate, and then this time we're going to use the 7 menu, which is the integral of f of x. So if you don't want to scroll down or scroll up, you can just hit 7, and it's going to integrate. Now, it wants to know the lower limit. So the lower limit is simply the first point of intersection, which the original problem gave us as 0. So we're not going to have to find that. That's why we're not using the intersect for that. We already know it's at 0. So we're going to go ahead and hit 0 and enter. And then the upper limit is the number we just found. So that is why we wrote it down, and that is 1.0328. Go ahead and hit enter after each number. Notice it's going to shade in that lower limit. So we now know the area under the lower function is, and then again you're going to want to write that number down, 2.116, and then we'll go ahead and go to 3. We'll round that 8 up. So we'll send the 2 up to a 3. It's very important you write that down in your work on your AP problem because you are usually giving credit for that first number because they're going to be looking for it. All right, so now we need to subtract that answer from the area of the upper limit. So again, we're going to go into second, calculate, and again, area, so 7. But now here's the key. We're on the blue function. So you're going to have to hit the up arrow, and notice again the font will switch to red. The lower limit is going to be 0, enter, and then the upper limit again is that first number we found, 1.0328. Hit enter. Now notice it'll shade in the red region. And there's our area of our greater region, which is 3.1137. And so to find the area between those two curves, all we have to do, we're going to just quit this menu, and then we'll just go ahead and subtract them in this menu. So that is how you find, that's how we use our calculator to find the point of intersection and the area between two curves.